I have 3 young daughters and a demanding job. I often have trouble getting out of bed in the mornings or having the energy to play with my kids when I finally get home. How can I boost my energy levels without caffeine? How about focus?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think a relatable question.
Not psilocybin.
Not
okay, just making sure.
If supervised, maybe. Yeah. But yeah, obviously there's a laundry list of things that can contribute to fatigue.
Yeah.
So I think, as always with these questions, we would probably ask some follow-up questions as well, just to learn a little bit more about the person, how old, what's their specific occupation, what kind of things do they really have going on. Not that you would play therapist, but
he said he has 3 young daughters, so I assume
yes,
he's 30s or 40s.
Right. Exactly. You can definitely make some assumptions based upon the question, but in general, just to be thorough, So with that, I would like to know a little bit more about his sleep habits, sleep hygiene, consistent.
What does that mean? What's sleep hygiene?
Sleep hygiene, it has become a bit of a buzz term, but it can be anything that encompasses what time you go to bed, your ritual before bed, when you wake up, your quality of sleep. Actually, now that I think about it, it's has more just to do with like the ritual of how you prepare yourself for sleep, all the things that surround sleep. It's not just this thing that happens in a vacuum. So that would be,
it's a good point.
A better way to explain that. So with sleep, I would even ask questions, maybe his partner, if he snores, which can also give us some insight to potentially lead us to believe that maybe he should do the sleep apnea questionnaire.
Okay.
Because if you're waking up tired, you can't focus, you're foggy. Again, that's just one of those kind of low hanging fruits that you can almost parse out yourself, even just with a survey, bring it up to your doctor or, medical practitioner, but not to go too far ahead. Obviously this is something that would potentially require medical attention. So you'd want to maybe ask questions about different lab work and such.
Okay. So so sleep is the first thing, which obviously, but there are things that it could be that are not obvious, like sleep apnea, unless you talk to somebody and kind of think through it. Okay. What was the lab work?
So the lab work the goal would be to parse out things like anemia, hypothyroidism, hypogonadism, so maybe low testosterone, adrenal insufficiency, diabetes. I mean, there's it
could be any number of things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
So again, it's not to jump to these sort of conclusions. It's just that when you talk about fatigue, it is just like this Pandora's box of potential
fair enough
issues,
especially for somebody like that. I mean, basically he's working from the time he gets up to the time he goes to bed.
Yeah.
When you have kids, and that kind of fight or flight on at all times is hard. I have young kids myself, and I kind of know what that's like. And sometimes the trouble getting out of bed in the morning, I can relate to a lot of those things. But I mean, I found for me, it's important to take some time for myself. It's important for me to take some time just with my wife to unwind a little bit, and a date night, those kind of things. I think those help get away from the kids a little bit.
Yes.
So I think that's big, and just being even honest. I assume he's married with his with the kids at home. So,
presumably.
Yeah, I think that even just some of those things, if he's having a bad night, if he's having stressful time at work, if he's got some other things going on, those are things he needs to be open about with his partner and with his wife, and discuss those with her. And maybe that allows him to get to bed at 9 instead of at 10:30 and those type of things.